Last year, Cordova High School may have had the best hidden gem in the Sacramento baseball landscape. But with the way Levi Nyberg is following up in his sophomore year, it's impossible to keep him a secret now.
The hardest working kid I've ever seen on the field. You know, he kind of leads by example. He's not a big rah guy, but he leads by, you know, that kind of, it's what I'm going to do to help my team win. And there's so many battles in a game, and we may lose some of them, but we're going to try to win the war. I'm going to try to help you guys through it.
If you want to know about the impact Levi has on the Lancers baseball team, look no further than these numbers. At the end of his 2024 regular season, Levi led the entire Sac-Joaquin Section in batting average, doubles, on-base percentage, and stolen bases. He was tied for first in hits, second in RBIs, and among the top run scorers in the section as well. On the mound, he was tied for fifth in ERA and tied for seventh in strikeouts. Oh yeah, and he's still just a sophomore.
I like to hit it a lot. It's good to just like hear the sound off the bat when you're hitting line drives, barrels. It builds your pride a little bit. I'd say it grants you happiness. That's what helps me like admire the game really. It's just how hard people work just to go 3 for 10 some days.
Levi's love for the game is crystal clear, and it shows in his work ethic.
I'm up at 5:30. I'll stretch for 10, 15 minutes straight out of bed. Then I go on a run, at least for 20 minutes. And then school starts at 8:25, get all that stuff done, get my practice stuff ready, and then head to practice. And then practice ends at 5:30-ish on some days. After that, I either go to Optimum Athletics over in Sac and then hit or work out. And then it'll be like 8 o'clock, then homework starts. And then it's like till like 11:30, then I don't know, it just depends on what I did that day at practice. If I'm sore or not, then I just work out if I'm not sore.
Levi had an injury scare last January from which he suddenly felt his freshman season might be in doubt.
So it was kind of dumb. I was playing flag football and I was playing wide receiver, and then the quarterback throws it all the way to my right. And I went to go jump off this, and when I caught it, I was like, oh shoot, I caught it. And then I was like, oh no. And I came down and it landed like that and just ripped the tendon. I was really worried I wasn't going to be able to play. Yeah, I went home, cried a little bit, and then the next day I was up and at it.
He wasn't able to put any weight on it in his boot, so he'd sit on a bucket and we'd throw to him, and he literally, that's how he strengthened his arm even more. He sat and he played long toss from the bucket and not put any weight on his leg, and he just kept working and doing that stuff. And when he finally came out here and took BP, and he's hitting one leg, we had to put a bucket in front of his calf so any balls didn't hit it. And about the third pitch I threw him, he hit maybe one of the hardest balls I've ever seen him hit off one leg, and it went through the L screen and shattered every bone in the left side of my face. Yeah. It shattered everything in there. It knocked out some fillings, and yeah. So yeah, that's how that went. He was perfectly fine after.
Well, we know about Levi's love for the game, his work ethic, and his impact on the Cordova Lancers. But if you want to know more about the impact Levi has off the field, look no further than Rancho Cordova Little League, where he grew up learning and developing his game. And one of the biggest lessons he learned is that while he has big plans for his baseball future, he knows it's important to honor his past and give back to the community in which he was raised.
I umpire on Saturday, so I rung up a couple kids and they get a little mad and they get a little feisty with me. They're like, oh, I'm not this guy, man. Oh my God. I just think it's a little funny. I'll cook, work in the snack bar, just whatever, get Gatorades, prepping fields, pull weeds, weed eat, just repaying them for just the many memories I've had there. Those kids love baseball as much as I do.
I've known him for about 7 years. He's an amazing friend. He would help us with like hitting and throwing and all that, teaching us our fundamentals and everything.
You feel like you've gotten better from what he's taught you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whether it's mentoring the next wave of ball players in his hometown or building his high school program back into a contender, it's no longer a secret that Levi Nyberg's got next.
You know, we have larger schools that we play in some of these tournaments. Came here, the first thing they ask is, they immediately ask about him. So obviously, it doesn't matter that he's playing here. You know, he's getting his name out there. You know, people know who he is. But we have a bunch of kids that, you know, are from and around this area, and unfortunately, not all of them go here. But to have a kid like that go here and immediately when he stepped on campus change the culture, at least with the program right here, it means a ton.
This is my high school, man. I don't travel 40 minutes to go play at a high school that I need to transfer for. This is where my mom went. My mom went here, and then I said, all right, we'll go to Cordova.
This is where he wants to lay his roots down, and this is where he's going to finish his high school career and hopefully springboard him to somewhere else. And he understands the bigger picture too, that he's helping build a program too. It's not just about him. So it's comforting to have that in your corner.
From Cordova High School, I'm Nick Pecoraro, and this is Premier Preps.